I gotta tell you, man, of all of the new game announcements that have come out recently, there are very few that have piqued my interest. Okay, you got Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet, Naughty Dog and full Naughty Dog, Assassin's Creed Shadows, when that eventually does come out. Well, that kind of piques my interest for a totally different reason, but now you have a Dawnwalker. Okay, a big old ambitious RPG coming out from, well, if you can do a little reading ahead, and also because, well, you clicked on the video, so you already know the subject we're going to be discussing here. But these are the guys that made the Witcher series great to begin with. This is from the director of Witcher 3. This is from a bunch of the devs that left to form Bad Wolves Studio. And at this point in time, if you got to get excited for a game, you have to know who's working on it before you put any stock in it. And that's what we're seeing right here with Dawnwalker, okay? They just dropped this trailer Tuesday afternoon, and well, for a brand new startup company, it's a pretty ambitious CG affair. Okay, I don't know if it's going to get me copyright struck or anything like that, but I can go ahead and just move it along a little bit. And I like the aesthetic that they have right here. Okay, like it's very ambitious ideas. Okay, I definitely like the medieval setting, and the chainmail looks really cool. It's good looking armor, and at least the characters that are there look like they're appropriate for the setting. And then all of a sudden, there's this big shift, and it's like, what the hell is going on? You got this thing right here. It's like, what? And then that's your protagonist? Like, there's some promise that's going on here, okay? And it's a Twitter video. All things considered, it's a CGI trailer. You're not going to get a full idea as to how the game is ultimately going to play. But in all honesty, if they're promoting it as the director of Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, coming from Rebel Wolves, and strangely enough from Bandai Namco, okay, there's a little bit of a red flag right there, okay? Some of their business practices have been shady recently, but Blood of the Dawnwalker, okay? No announcement when it comes to release date or anything, but a really cool kind of medieval vampire gimmick. You've piqued my interest, Bad Wolves. I'm sorry, Rebel Wolves. Who the hell is Bad Wolves? Oh, that's the shitty company behind new Doctor Who. Anyways, but Rebel Wolves, the new studio led by director of The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077, well, I guess we won't hold that against them, and drops the first trailer for debut title, Blood of Dawnwalker. In breaking the 3-year-long radio silence they've maintained ever since announcing their initial formation, the former CD Projekt Red development heavy team, at the fledgling Rebel Wolves studio, has finally dropped the first trailer of their highly anticipated dark RPG, The Blood of Dawnwalker, which, yeah, it's awfully dark. Okay, it's definitely a dark RPG, living up to that title a lot more so than goofy-ass Dragon Age the Veilguard, which was also supposed to be a dark RPG. Couldn't tell from those Fortnite-esque character models. As many players would argue, CD Projekt Red is no longer a sacred name, and we'll be getting into that because it's so funny that there's going to be comparisons and contrasts with the people that worked on the previous Witcher game and the people working on the future Witcher game, and how they're treating game development moving forward. Following the near universal praise given to Witcher 3, yeah, I mean, you can't dismiss that. That was a title change in the industry. Follow-up title, Cyberpunk 2077, it was a bit of a miss, was heavily criticized upon release for being buggy, broken, a total mess, couldn't even function on base PS4s, but yeah, they shipped it anyways because we had budgets to meet, we had shareholders to capitulate to, which led to the mass exodus of so many of the people that are now working at Rebel Wolves, with the resulting back and forth between the players and CDPR, exposing the company's issues regarding a rush of dev plans and investor-driven deadlines. Though the game has since been vastly improved thanks to, yes, further development work for CDPR. The game's launch was so disastrous that the studio CEO, Michal Nowakowski, has fears that the entire affair may permanently have damaged their reputation. Further, their standing with fans has also been shaken with their adoption of DEI-based corporate philosophies. Yes, exactly, which is leading to a lot of people wondering, yo, what the hell is The Witcher 4 going to end up looking like? Okay, because, okay, I want to dispel any rumors right now. Unless CDPR really steps in it when it comes to the promotion of this game, Witcher 4 is going to have a bigger release than Blood of the Dawnwalker. Okay, that goes without saying. It's an established brand from an established studio. It already has a built-in base. It is somewhat adapting beloved source material. Don't get it twisted, okay? The Witcher 4 is not going to bomb in comparison to Dawnwalker, even though Dawnwalker could end up being being a vastly superior game. And based on the people that are working on it and how the company is trying to hide the fact that they don't really have reliable staff working on it, yeah, I kind of think that's going to end up being the case, because we got CD Projekt Red boss says around 100 designers from The Witcher 3 still work at the company. See, like 100 people still work on it. None of like the consequential people, not like the director, some of the main combat guys, the scenario writers. But hey, we could call up series author Andrzej Sapkowski anytime we want. We haven't, but we definitely could. Okay, like we got access to that. Okay, Witcher 4 CS story director is the same person since The Witcher 1. Yeah, story director, cool. What about everybody else? What about the other elements that are there? And well, then you got Michal Nowakowski coming out again saying we are not working and have never worked with Sweet Baby. Oh, never even heard of them until recently, to be honest. Also, and we have not lost prime meat, as you put it. Well, I mean, your biggest competition comes from the director of your most successful game ever, but we've never lost anybody. And no, we've never worked with Sweet Baby Inc. No, but the evidence says otherwise. Yo, big shock on that one, huh? This comes from Smash JT. I'm gonna get this out of the way right off the bat so you know where I'm coming from here. I don't trust CEOs. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they lie, they cheat, they steal, and follow whatever direction the wind blows. Are there exceptions? I'm sure there are, but increasingly it feels more and more like they're just straight up disingenuous. Yeah, of course, shout out Mark Zuckerberg. Michal Nowakowski, CEO of CDPR, has denied any association with Sweet Baby Inc., the consultancy firm best known for kicking off Gamergate 2.0. Yeah, about this time last year, one of their employees, Chris Kindred, attempted to get Kabrutus' Steam account banned for daring to simply point out which game Sweet Baby Inc. had worked on, all of which bombed in 2024. Very interesting. Sweet Baby Inc. states that they promote diversity, equity, and inclusion practices in the gaming industry. We know all about them, but it all began when Philip Weber, the narrative director at CDPR and The Witcher 4, and former quest designer for The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, and Cyberpunk 2077, took to X to share some insight to the studio's preparation for the next major title. 2 years ago, we released a new... Jeez, why is that spurging out? Okay. Released a new quest for Witcher 3. New designers and writers worked on it, preparing for Witcher 4 together. One of our more senior quest designers who is with us since Witcher 1. All in all, is a perfect start to getting back into the vibe. Interesting. Holy shit, it wouldn't keep shaking. I had to zoom out the webpage. You get that shit fixed, okay? Michal Nowakowski then echoed the sentiments, quote tweeting Philip, stating, Witcher 3 turns 10 this May. Obviously went out last year, Around 100 of its developers are working with us to this day on our new projects, including The Witcher 4. Some are actually veterans of The Witcher 2 and Witcher 1, including my esteemed co-CEO, Adam Badakowski, who has been with the series since its inception back in 2002. Okay, cool. However, not everyone was out there buying their attempt to create a new narrative. User named Bucket challenged them, stating, I love how you keep pushing the word that they still have staff who worked on the previous Witcher titles, like we don't know that you lost the prime meat from the bone. And they also don't want to openly tell you that those Sweet Baby Inc. employees working for them now. Oh, yes, very much so. In response, yes, he went to that tweet that we've seen before. This back and forth exchange highlights the growing skepticism in the community, and for very good reason at this point, surrounding CDPR CEO's claims of continuity, and raises some serious questions about the studio's internal dynamics and especially transparency when it comes to Sweet Baby Inc. Yellow Flash applies what many of us were thinking. Why does your lore designer hate and want to punch gamers? Yes, you don't work with Sweet Baby, but you sure do hire some questionable people. Like Mary Kenny, Sweet Baby Inc. defender. Oh, and former employee and extremely, a vocal advocate of the big gay representation in games, and has, got to make you wonder the studio's ties behind the scenes to the controversial consultancy agency. And even if it's not specifically with, Sweet Baby Inc., there are how many similar companies that are out there? Yeah. Kenny's move to CDPR has been interpreted by some folks as indicative of a shift towards ideological hiring priorities, and how these kind of decisions directly alienate the studio's original fan base. Adding to the skepticism, we have to mention, the elephant in the room, because sure, why not Sweet Baby Inc. specifically hiring Cian Mar, serving as the franchise and the lore designer at CDPR, and previously a journalist for The Gamer and other outlets. Recently did a video on him. and how he's going to negatively affect The Witcher 4. He appears to lack any real notable actual game development skills or relevant expertise, and instead his track record is marred by a well-documented history of hostility towards gamers, including inflammatory remarks like expressing a desire to punch them. But all of these limp-wristed soy boys and soy girls, all you have to do is just not acknowledge their existence, and they tend to take care of themselves, well, at least 42% of the time. CDPR's marketing push tries their best to emphasize the continuity in development teams, when in reality downplaying significant staff departures over the past few years, and that also harkens back to the graph that we showed before of all of the Rebel Wolf staff previously working at CD Projekt Red, and well, the people that are still working there, and it's a bit of a stark difference. And yeah, all in all, man, don't know what's in store for either game. Okay, The Witcher 4 could be great. You could have those 100 people that worked on The Witcher 3 come over, really pull their weight, and produce something fantastic moving forward. Witcher 4 might end up being the game that fans around the world want. Or that game that they want could end up coming from the director of the original game that they love, and Blood of the Dawnwalker is that spiritual successor that you allowed to leave because you decided to prioritize the message over game development. Hopefully both games are great, but if recent history is anything to go on, I think we know what we're going to be dealing with in the next couple of years. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.